One of my interests in the world is Europe. I think that Europe is very important in the world. I think it encompasses 20% of the world's landmass, and we do have 80% of the rest of the world. So I think that we do have a world perhaps without Europe. We seem to live in a European world, with Europe, America, Canada, Australia, South Africa, and perhaps with European influence with the rest of the world. But I do think we have 80% of the world, which is quite sizable compared to Europe. So I don't think Europe is very permanent in the world and in world history, primarily because it lacks landmass and it perhaps just has an authoritarian position in the world with its right to belief, and it insists on that right to belief. That's why it's authoritarian. So I think we do have the rest of the planet and the rest of the world, and there could be a world without Europe and with diluted European ideas. So I think that there is a big world without Europe, and that's quite important for the world. But I think one of the interests about Europe is kind of how it stands in the world. And I think it does have some kind of a identity crisis or some kind of issue with finding its place in the world. I think Europe has an issue with France and its American puppet French presidents. Sarkozy was an American puppet president for France. Holland was an American puppet president for France, and Macron is an American puppet president for France. So I think these three American presidents for France have kind of taken away everything French from France. If you look at France before these three American presidents, they were it was pretty much French in flavour and character as well. But if you look at France following these American presidents, you can see it's pretty much lost all of the flavour of France. All of the perhaps cheese flavour, but much of the flavour of France, with its various things that it identifies with. So I think that's quite important, because France has kind of lost France with three of these American presidents, and I don't know how France is what France is gonna do in the world now. But I think it's become some kind of dark chocolate in Europe. That's what these three American presidents have done with France. It's turned it into some dark chocolate, Europe. And I think that Europe has changed because of it. It's become very desegmentized, fragmented into isolated regions, rather than a whole blue European Union. So I think that's one of my interests with Europe at the world. Thank you.